All right, welcome to the lab on images. Before I begin today, I would like to show you something that I added to the bottom of Unit 2. This is where you're learning about links and images. So at the bottom of it, I wanted to add an extra help folder, inside of which I put a link to a video that can help you fix your mail to link. If you did the mail to link correctly and it's still not working, it might be that you have pop-up blocker on these kinds of things. And this is a really great short video that will help you fix that. The other thing I wanted to do is to show you, let's see, let me go to page 2 because maybe that could use it more. I'm looking at it. It looks okay. I could have already formatted it, but I wanted to show you this View drop-down window, the command palette, and if you choose Format Document, these are listed alphabetically, so yours might be at the bottom, but this is an extension that I added. If I click that, it sets my parentage better. So I know that H1 is a child of the section tag. I know that this A tag is a child of this nav tag. So Format Document is a great tool to use. And then there was something else I added. At the bottom of this, I added a footer on page 2, but I didn't give it the same styles as the footer on page 1. So I'm going to copy this style, Command or Control C, and I'm going to add that to the footer on page 2. Save. Now let's take a peek at this on the live server. There's the home, there's 5 topics, and the footer is formatted. I'm going to talk about styling links in a later video, but let's talk about how to create image links. So first thing I want to tell you about is that the image tag is an empty element. What does that mean really? Well, let's go down to our first image. That's going to be right here. Right there. I'm going to just do my tagging above it. So first I'll put in the image tag, that's IMG. That's the image tag. It's an empty element because it does not have an end tag. So an empty element is an element with no content. We're going to play today with the image tag and the line break tag. So these two tags are empty elements. If I put that image tag in and save, I'm on page 2, so you'll see nothing has happened. This is where I put the image tag right there. The thing that's going to make something happen is when I add its attribute. So the attribute is src equals. The src stands for source. And in between these two quote marks, I'm going to put a path for the browser to get from page 2 to the image, which is inside this folder. So what I mean by the word path is that I'm going to first type the word images and a /. Let me just go back, E. Now you can see it wants me to type images. At first I only had image. And I know what belongs here, I can see below, is internet schema1.png, so I'll click that. I'm going to do a save, and we'll show you what that looks like first. There it is. But look, you can see my words here come right after the image. So the other something to know about the image tag is that this image tag is an inline element, meaning it can fit in the same line as whatever comes before or after it. So in order to make everything after it go below it, I need to add the break tag. That's what that looks like. That's a line break. So let's save and look at that again. And now the image is on a line by itself. So what else do we need to do to the image tag? Well, the first thing we need to do is add an alt attribute. So I'm going to skip a space and put alt equals. Now what the alt tag does is it allows people who have a vision disability to use their computers, and as they move the mouse across the page, even though they might not be able to see the image, their screen reader will tell them what the image is. So this is an image of two connected computers. So I'll put that in between here. Two connected computers. And now my alt tag is there. And I think it looks pretty good. I'm not disappointed with it. But I am disappointed with how my image goes out, the section and the main. I don't like that. So I'm going to give my image a size. It's going to be another attribute, and it will be equals 100%. And what that's going to mean is it will become 100% of its parent container. That's the section, which does have a width established up here in the main. I'm going to save that and see what it looks like. And there it is. You can see the image will grow with the size of the parent container. So the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of this and come down to the second image. So the thing that's easy here is I can simply copy these two lines and then make this have a number 2 because I know it's the next image. Save or click. Now let's see. There's the second image. So I can go through this. Here's Internet Schema image 3. I will paste and change this to a 3. Here. Paste and change it to 4. Paste and change it to 5. Here's the 6th one. Now, of course, I should change the alt tag because they're not all that, and I'll do that in some downtime. I won't make you watch me do it on these videos, but you can do it. This is 7. This is the picture of DNS IP, so I may have to get rid of this whole line. Finish typing images and look for the DNS IP image. Save. And I believe that's all. Oh no, here's number 8. So I'm going to change this to 8. Now let's see what it looks like. Here I have all my images. But I'd like to show you a couple of more fun things that we can add to this page. The first thing I'd like to add is a background image. The background image will be added to the body tag because it's not going to be here in this area in the main section. It's going to be out here. So I'm going to go up here on index.html to the body tag. I'll start with my style attribute, style equals, and background image. To type the letters URL and then parenthesis. I only typed 1 and my browser, my Visual Studio Code gave me the next one. So now I'll start my path, images, and I'm going to find my telephone pole image. Let's do a save, and you could see right away back here it put that image behind it. What happens though, it looks great here. Let me scoot this over. It looks great here on this one. When I go to 5 topics though, that page, oops, I didn't add it. Let's just copy the body tag on page 2. And so here I am on page 2. Look what happens as I scroll down. My image ends right here. And what's happening is that that image is tiling because the page keeps going. And it will tile as long as it needs to. And I think that looks a little bit unprofessional. don't you? Not very professional. So what to do about that? Well, one thing I can do is put in another attribute for this body tag. Let me go down a line so you can see it. And the attribute I'm going to add is background. Let's see, I need to get inside the quote marks. Background attachment, and I'll choose fixed. Look at what that does. Save. Now, what happens is my website scrolls around the whole image and the background stays fixed. It's a really great thing to be able to do. One more thing I want to show you, and that is I could make this image into a link. So that's image 1. Let's look at that. That's going to be on page 2. And it's right here. So all I have to do is put the A tag before and after my image. Where do I want it to go? href equals. I want it to go to that website that's on page 1. Wouldn't that be the best thing for it to go to? So I'll copy the website here. Oh, I can copy the whole href. Back to page 2. I'm on image 1. Here it is, href equals. Let me check my code. href equals quote mark, end tag. So I'm going to do a save, and let's take a peek at that image. It's not noticeable, except when I hover over it, you can see that my pointer turns into a live link, and when I click on it, it goes to that page. I should do target equals blank, shouldn't I? I will add that. Not on the image, but on the ahref. Target equals underscore blank. And now that I'm thinking about this, I do want to go back and talk about these targets that I talked to you about. I forgot to put the underscore in front of parent and top. All right, there's one more thing I'd like to show you, and that's going to be in the footer of index.html. So after this p tag, or maybe I'll do it before the p tag, I'll put in line break. And I found a video. Let's see if I bookmarked it. Here's a video I found on the Mozilla story. It's only 3 minutes long. It's a very interesting video about the Mozilla project. If you haven't seen this, it's worth a watch. I'm going to click the share button. I'm going to click the embed button. And I want to copy this code. So I'll click on it, type Control Command C. And then down here in my code, I'm going to first put a BR tag. And then I'm going to copy that code. I'll do a save, and let's look at what page 1 is looking like now. Control, open with live server. So you can see I've just embedded a video from YouTube. This is the source for my content up here, and this is the YouTube video that I embedded. The embed code is the iframe code. So that is easy to get, and when I think about it, I would probably want this link to go below that video, and I'll put the BR tag here. All right,